are going to do cable face pulls for our rear delts, and this is actually on the low row machine. So kind of technical, but we'll talk through it and get you making sure that you're feeling these in your rear delt. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit pretty far back on the low row machine. Start with a really light weight, but you're going to sit, Hunter's all the way on the end here. So what she's actually going to do is she's going to keep her feet, hips down on the bench, feet on the floor, and then she's going to lean forward. She's going to hinge at her hips and lean forward, and then we're going to use the rope attachment here. All right. So she is going to her palm on the rope attachment. She's going to be grabbing the rope just before the what do you call these things? The ends, the knobs on the rope, and her palms are going to be facing each other. You can also turn your palms down, but we're going to talk about which way you may feel it better. So she's going to lean forward a little bit more. All right, so she's going to keep her spine neutral, her head in this place here, and she's going to be pulling, think about pulling through your elbows to use this her rear delt muscle. So here, show me one rep. Good. So here's where we're working, here's where we're feeling it. Good, so she's actually pulling that, thinking about pulling that cable, we call these a cable face pull, right, to her face, but where she's feeling it the most is when she pulls that cable right between her eyes. So she's going to think about pulling the middle part of that cable right between her eyes. She's pulling through her elbows, and stop right here. She's not, go farther back than that. We don't want you going this much, this far back. We're going to stop again. Yes, right here. Perfect. To where we have a 90-degree angle between right here, our lat and our tricep. There's a 90-degree angle here. I don't want you going back any further than that. So do one more rep, Hunter. Pulling here, so get them to see that 90-degree angle. Pull a little bit farther back. This is not what I want you to do. I want you to have this beautiful 90-degree angle right here between your tricep and your lat, okay? You can rest for a second. You can play with your positioning here. Some of you may feel it leaning forward a little bit more and pulling more towards the top of your forehead. So show me what that looks like, Hunter. So you can lean forward just a little bit more, and she can pull. Look, she's pulling the middle part of that rope to the top of her forehead. You may feel it a little bit more like that. Hunter and I have talked just before this video, and we talked about where she felt it more. So you can play with this movement, but the one thing I want you to remember, do not round your back. So you want to make sure throughout the movement you have your chest out so that your back is flat. And I really want you to focus on that mind-muscle connection. So if you do have a friend in the gym who can tap on your rear delts as you're doing this exercise to help you improve your mind-muscle connection, that would be helpful and ideal. So this is the cable face pull for rear delts on the low row machine. Cable face pulls on the cable machine. You're going to use a rope attachment, and you're going to position the pulley system to the very, very top. You can do a little bit lower depending on how you feel best, but we're going to have it at the top positioning, so it's over our heads. Okay, so Hunter is going to grab the rope with her palms facing one another, and then she's going to have her feet positioned about hip width apart, hips in line with her chest, belly button pull back to that spine so that her core is very tight and engaged. So, all right, we're going to be using our rear delts here, and she's going to think about pulling the middle part of this rope to her forehead or right between her eyes. Good. This is our rear delt, so we're working the back of the shoulder in this exercise, thinking about pulling through our elbows as we contract our rear delt, which is a very small muscle. We talked about the importance of mind-muscle connection here. So there's a lot of things that you want to make sure that you do on this movement. You want to make sure that you're pulling through your elbows. You want to make sure that you're pulling the middle of this rope to somewhere in between the middle of your forehead and your nose. You can play with where you pull. to see where you feel your rear delt's working the most, okay? And we're not gonna go back super far, so do a super far one. Yep, you don't want I don't want you going back this far. So go back to, right about there is where we want you. Okay, again, we're gonna see that beautiful 90-degree angle here is what I want to see, okay? I also don't want you swinging. So Hunter, show me, yeah, we don't want a fast movement swinging. That looks very sloppy. We want it to be very, very controlled so that we're really focusing on using that rear delt and not every part of our back here. So this is the cable face pull for rear delts.